Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. This is LINOVISION. In this video, we'll walk through the real project we recently handled. The customer needed to install a surveillance camera about 300 meters, or roughly 1,000 feet, away from the control room. There was no AC power available at the remote location, so the goal was clear: deliver both data and power to that remote point while keeping the deployment clean. 300 meters may not sound extreme at first, but for Ethernet and the PoE, it is already far beyond the normal 100-meter design range of the standard copper link. At that point, this is no longer a routine cable run. It becomes an engineering problem. You have to think about signal integrity, voltage drop, useful power at the far end, and long-term system stability. And once you look at it that way, the obvious options are not always the best design choices. A standard PoE copper run is not something that should be treated as a normal 300-meter solution. Fiber is excellent for long-distance data transmission, but it still leaves you with a remote problem, which means more hardware and more complexity at the far end. Wireless bridges are another option, but they introduce a line-of-sight dependency, site layout constraints, and environmental variability that many security customers would rather avoid. Another approach some installers try is daisy chaining multiple PoE extenders along the road. In some limited cases, that can work, but from the system design standpoint, it usually adds more dependencies, more connection points, more enclosure requirements, and more opportunities for failure. Every extra device in the past consumed part of the available power and adds another variables to troubleshoot later. And when the remote camera hits a peak load event, such as the PTZ movement, in-frame switching, heater startup, and another temporary surge, those weaker multi-hop designs often show their limit very quickly. That brings us to the real engineering issue. The challenge here is not just the distance, it's power delivered over distance. As the cable length increases, resistance increases. That means more voltage drop, more power loss in the cable, and the less useful power available at the remote device. So long-distance PoE is never just about whether the signal can reach the far end. It is also about whether enough useful power arrives there to keep the device stable in the real world. That is why this project was built around UltraReach architecture. At the head end, we used the LINOVISION PoE SWR410UR. It's designed for long-distance PoE transmission as a part of the full UltraReach system, with a built-in 130 watts supply and up to 45 watts per port available on the first two ports. At the remote end, we used the PoE EXT3001LP. This part is crucial because UltraReach relies on matched long-distance architecture rather than single device making the distance claim. The remote side unit receives long-distance feed and provides PoE output for standard PoE camera at the edge. The switch starts with a stronger source-side power capability, and that matters. Now, that does not mean remote camera automatically receives the full source-side voltage after long cable run. That is not how long-distance PoE should be understood. The actual usable power at the far end still depends on distance, cable resistance, cable quality, and the device's real load profile. But starting with a more source-side merging gives the system more tolerance when the device goes through startup spikes or temporary peak load conditions. This is also why the architecture is cleaner than multi-extender chain. Instead of discarding multiple repeat points down the road, we keep the transmission path simple and rebuild handoff only where it's necessary. That usually means fewer hidden variables, fewer field dependencies, easier troubleshooting, and better long-term predictability. Another strength of this design is that actual project distance is about 300 meters, while the architecture itself is intended for longer runs under the right conditions. From an engineer standpoint, that matters. Good systems are not designed right at the edge of the requirement. They are designed with a margin. The margin helps absorb real-world variation in cable quality, installation quality, connector performance, and device behavior. It is the difference between something that works on paper and something that keeps working in the field. Of course, even a strong architecture can still be undermined by poor installation. At this distance, pure copper cable should be treated as mandatory. Copper clad aluminum increases resistance and reduces voltage margin, which directly affects the usable power available at the far end. Outdoor rated cable, proper environment protection, surge protection, and suitable enclosure design also matter. They directly influence whether the remote device has enough stable voltage and power to operate correctly. There's one more point that needs to be stated clearly. Long-distance Ethernet should not be treated as a no-compromise extension of the standard copper link. In some architecture, gaining more reach can involve trade-offs in negotiated speed or available throughput. So, in surveillance project, the real question is not just whether the camera comes online. The real question is whether the link can support the intended codec, bit rate, frame rate, and a recording design with enough margin to remain stable.